2 minutes left to open this right now. Archangel Michael says, a black car is coming for you. There, open it quickly. Archangel Michael says, open this divine warning now before it's too late. Something is moving, quietly, powerfully, and it's closer than you think. The energy has shifted around you today in a way that even your body has started to feel. The hairs on your arms might rise. The sudden silence in your environment might feel unnatural. That's not paranoia. That's a divine signal. You are not alone today, not even for a second. There are eyes watching from beyond the veil, and there is a plan unfolding faster than you imagined. The next 2 minutes are not regular minutes. They are spiritual countdowns. Archangel Michael says there is a vehicle of darkness headed toward your energy field. It's not just a car. It is a symbol of power, intimidation, and secret surveillance. This black car is not lost. It's being sent directly in your path for a reason. You may feel the vibrations before you even hear the engine. This car is part of a divine mystery that is being unveiled as you read this. Whoever is inside is not just observing you. They are preparing something. This moment you're in right now is sacred. You were not meant to stumble upon this message by chance. Heaven has accelerated time for you to receive this before the vehicle reaches your proximity. Some individuals in positions of authority have been whispering your name behind closed doors. What started as a discussion has now transformed into a mission. The black car is a messenger, but whether it brings harm or divine intervention depends on your awareness. This vehicle has tinted windows not only to conceal faces, but also to hide intent. What's coming isn't just physical. It's spiritual. They are cloaking themselves in shadows, hoping you remain blind to the truth. But your spirit knows. Your soul has already been stirred. Something inside you is rising. That feeling in your chest isn't fear. It's spiritual preparation. This car is carrying something. It could be papers. It could be surveillance. It could be a person from your past you thought you'd never see again. The energy is unfamiliar, but targeted. Archangel Michael says the timing isn't random. It's prophetic. This was written in the spiritual realms before you were even born. You are now walking through a chapter you didn't expect to turn. Be still for a moment and listen. Somewhere nearby, a low engine hum might start to echo in your awareness. That's not coincidence. It's alignment with this very message. The person inside the black car is wearing black too. They have been instructed not to make eye contact unless provoked. Their mission is silent, but spiritually noisy. This is not about fear. This is about preparation. The light that you carry has been noticed, and now darkness is curious. Archangel Michael says this person in the car is not working alone. There are 2 others, stationed elsewhere, coordinating from a distance. They believe they are hidden, but heaven has already mapped their movements. A device has been placed in their possession to record your home, your walk, your entrances and exits. What they don't know is that their own steps are now being tracked by the divine. There is a file, yes, an actual manila folder, with your name written in bold at the top. Beside are screenshots, addresses, and assumptions. But one thing in that file is inaccurate. Their conclusion about your power. They have underestimated your divine protection. They are not aware of the energy force that surrounds your name. They have not counted on Archangel Michael standing in front of your door. Their journey began 47 minutes ago from an unknown parking garage. Their destination was locked in by a woman who has ties to both your past and your forgotten blessings. She thinks you are still the old version of yourself. But she has no idea what has awakened inside you in recent weeks. She doesn't know about the prayer you whispered that night when you were on the edge. She doesn't know about the sacred light that responded to your tears. Archangel Michael says the time is coming for confrontation. Not in anger, but in truth. The car they send is supposed to shake you. But the reality is you are the one who will shake them. This vehicle cannot run over divine destiny. It may cruise on wheels, but you walk in prophecy. The closer they get, the more unstable their foundation becomes. Tonight is not normal. Tonight, things are surfacing that were buried for years. The reason they've come now is because someone has spoken your name in a place where it was never meant to be uttered. Inside the car is also a sealed envelope. It has your initials written in blue ink. What's inside could change everything. It's not what you think. Somebody who once betrayed you has now turned into a quiet ally. They were forced to ride along tonight, but their spirit is battling inside. They are hoping for a chance to speak, even just a glance from you to awaken their courage. They want you to know this wasn't their idea. They want to hand you the envelope when the other passengers aren't looking. They are risking a lot by even feeling guilty. The car is only 2 turns away. The driver has been instructed not to ring the bell, just wait. But they don't know there's an angel standing outside your home. They don't know your soul has already been stirred. They don't know that heaven is about to flip the script. Your door is protected, but your awareness is the key. If you deny this moment, you allow them to feel they are in control. Archangel Michael says this moment is a sacred alarm. The car represents unfinished spiritual contracts. The person behind the tinted glass holds a decision that will soon collide with your divine assignment. What they plan is not bigger than what God has already spoken over you. They carry threat, but you carry anointing. And tonight, that will speak louder. They are hoping you don't open this message. They were banking on your distraction, your disbelief, your delay. But heaven's timing pierced through that. Right now, you must remain alert. Don't panic, just prepare. Your awareness is your authority. You may see the car parked at a distance soon. It may not approach your house directly tonight. It may just circle. They are gauging your reaction. Do not act afraid. They are not as strong as they think. Their mission is already unraveling. The person inside is expected to report back. But heaven is flipping the report, your spiritual rank is rising, and they are beginning to sense it. You will dream vividly tonight. In your dream, you may see the car, the person, and the envelope. You will understand it fully when you wake. Archangel Michael says after this moment passes, your name will no longer be spoken casually. Even your enemies will start whispering it with caution. Because you have become untouchable. You were never meant to be average. You were born for divine moments like this. You are walking through the battlefield without even lifting a sword, because the heavens are fighting for you. In 48 hours, something will be exposed. A message will accidentally reach you from someone who didn't mean for you to see it. And you will finally understand the full story. This is a divine confrontation disguised as a car ride. Don't fear what's on wheels, trust what's in the wind. Archangel Michael says heaven is watching. You are not alone, you are divinely guarded from what they're trying to bring near. And finally, let this message be a reminder. You are supported, shielded, and spiritually rich. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Let the universe know that you are not backing down. Not today, not ever. Your story is still being written, and no black car can close a chapter that heaven is still unfolding. Keep walking. They are watching. But heaven is watching louder. Archangel Michael says this vehicle, dark as midnight and silent as regret, is no longer just approaching. It is observing. You may not hear it, but the driver has already passed once, unnoticed, just to study your reaction. They are circling you like a predator that senses divine energy and cannot understand why its tactics are failing. You are not meant to run. You are meant to rise. And that is exactly what your spirit is doing now. It's elevating beyond fear, beyond manipulation, beyond the narrative they've tried to trap you in. Inside that black car is someone who was promised something in return for watching you. A favor, a payment, an opportunity. But the moment they locked eyes with your presence, even from a distance, they started to feel uneasy. Your light is breaking through their layers. The guilt, the hesitation, the inner storm is rising in the one who still carries a conscience. They are now your unexpected channel. They will betray the darkness they were sent to represent. Archangel Michael says, listen to your instincts tonight more than ever. If you feel like stepping back from the window, do it. If you feel a tug to turn on a certain light, do it. These nudges are not random. They are divine instructions in disguise. There is a reason they chose this car. Sleek, discreet, and void of identity. But what they forgot is that heaven always recognizes intention before appearance. Their mission has already been exposed in the spiritual realm. Even if you try to ignore this message, even if you brush it aside as coincidence, something in your gut won't let you. You'll hear a sound, a knock, a silence that feels louder than noise. That's not paranoia. That's prophecy knocking. They may leave something near your gate. A flyer. A card, a meaningless object with hidden meaning. Do not touch it immediately. Wait, observe. Let the divine whisper guide your response. This is a battle of energies now. Your calmness is your weapon. Your awareness is your shield. They cannot defeat someone who already knows how this ends. Here is another layer to this, one that will be revealed only after tonight. The person who arranged this car, this plan, this moment, they are someone you've trusted before. Someone who knows your schedule, your routines, your comfort zone. But here's the twist. They don't know the new you. They planned this based on the version of you that still apologized for taking up space. that still bowed down to manipulation, that still second-guessed the fire inside. But tonight, they're about to see what it looks like when a soul fully awakens. When destiny stops being delayed. When heaven says enough to those who play with your path, Archangel Michael says you are protected by angels positioned around your home like pillars of fire. The car may move. The people inside may speak. But nothing they do will reach you unless allowed by the divine. And tonight, that permission has been revoked. You may receive a phone call from an unknown number after this event. It may be an attempt to confuse you. Let discernment speak louder than curiosity. Let peace lead before panic. And then, something unexpected will happen. Yahi in the back seat, the one holding the envelope, will make a decision. It will leave something behind for you. A piece of truth. A small but mighty clue. What you do with that will determine how fast justice unfolds. But know this. They are cracking. Your loyalty to darkness is collapsing. And your light is the reason. They underestimated how strong you've become in silence. They don't know the power of the pain you survived. They don't realize you've been training for this moment in spirit long before they started planning. You will find something later. In a dream or a sign that will confirm all of this. A name. A license plate. A sound. A repeating number. It will not just be strange. It will be undeniable. Archangel Michael says, you are the one who ends this cycle. You are the chosen interruption. You are the gatekeeper of your own destiny now, and no black car can override what has been written in divine light. The atmosphere will shift when they leave. You'll feel it. Lighter. Cleaner. As if something heavy passed by and was not allowed in. That's not your imagination. That's spiritual clearance. In the coming days, they will try again. Maybe a phone call. Maybe through someone you know. But heaven has marked you now. There's no going back to beam unnoticed. And that's a blessing, not a burden. You will notice people watching you differently soon. Not in fear, but in awe. Because when someone survives what you're surviving in spirit, they wear a glow that darkness can't dim. Archangel Michael says, be still and know. They tried, but failed. They watched, but couldn't penetrate. They circled, but never landed. They left the scene confused, Jajan. Questioning the very plan they had rehearsed for days. And now, the one who sent them is growing nervous. Because you weren't supposed to open this. You weren't supposed to be alert. But you were. And that changes everything. You are now spiritually untouchable. Not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. And no one can stop a soul that walks in divine alignment. Tonight was more than an incident. It was an unveiling. It was a codic alert that you have ascended to another level of divine favor. And as for that black car, it's now nothing more than a symbol of failed darkness. Let them watch. Let them drive. Let them circle. You're already walking into a new timeline where only truth can follow. And from now on, even your enemies will tread carefully near your name. This was your moment, and you passed the test. The watchers are being watched now. The planners are being exposed, and heaven is smiling because you didn't flinch. Archangel Michael says, you were born for this confrontation. And you've already won. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. A storm passed. You remain standing. The black car came, but you didn't fall, Archangel Michael says, now that the vehicle has departed, thinking its mission failed quietly. A greater unfolding begins in the realm they cannot see, in the places where spiritual records are kept and divine justice is timed. Heaven has begun documenting every movement, every word, every silent threat they whispered into that night. What they thought was a subtle act has already become part of a larger divine case file. The energy around you has shifted for good. Even your physical body may begin to feel lighter, like a weight you never noticed has been lifted. That's because it has. The darkness that tried to stick to your path was stripped off in this divine confrontation. That envelope they carried, heaven intercepted its purpose. What they intended for harm will now serve your growth. In the coming days, someone unexpected will bring you information that echoes this night, information you never thought you'd be allowed to hear. There's a face you will soon see, in a dream, online, or in public, that has a strange connection to the black car. Don't react in fear. Just observe. The face will carry the answer to a question you've carried for years but didn't know how to ask. And when it appears, it will trigger something deeper within you. A memory, a knowing, a divine realization. It's not random. You were meant to awaken now. This entire incident was not just about intimidation. It was initiation. Archangel Michael says you have just walked through a portal. Not one made by hands or by earthly time, but one made by divine order. The black car marked the last time darkness tried to scare you the old way. Because now, you've been promoted. You'll notice it in the people speak to you differently from now on. You'll sense it in the way technology behaves around you. Even streetlights may flicker. Devices may lag, because your energy is no longer syncing with this lower plane. The enemy is watching your silence now. And it's making them uneasy. They expected fear, noise, and panic. But what they got was poise, discernment, divine stillness, and that's far more terrifying than screams. Do not be surprised if the one who orchestrated this event tries to reach out to you, not with confrontation, but with kindness. It will be a trap. They will dress their guilt in soft words. But heaven says, do not be deceived. You are no longer in the realm of manipulation. You've graduated to divine awareness. Every fake smile, every strange coincidence, you will feel it before it even begins. Archangel Michael says, the next 72 hours will be critical. You must stay spiritually alert. Someone is about to reveal something not by choice, but by pressure from the divine. They'll slip up. They'll expose a name. And in that moment, all the pieces will fall into place. The black car was just the alarm. What comes next is the unveiling. People in your circle will start distancing themselves. Don't chase them. Their hearts were never fully aligned. Your exit is protection, not punishment. Those who stay, those who reach for you now, those are your true spiritual allies, the ones who knew without words. The ones who felt the shift even before you spoke it. You'll notice signs in the physical world too, like feathers, coins, sudden winds, flickers of light in dark places. These are confirmations. Proof that the divine has stationed itself near you. Archangel Michael says, this was the final attempt from a hidden enemy to get close before your spiritual gates are locked for good. You are ascending. Your atmosphere is being sealed. And when heaven seals something, no force on earth can penetrate it. You will feel the results of this sealing in unusual ways. Contracts in your favor, sudden reversals of laws, people apologizing without fully knowing why. That's divine interference correcting what was corrupted. Soon, someone will reach out and say the words, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but you need to hear it, and what they reveal will be directly tied to the event of the black car. Don't be shocked. Just nod, because now you're prepared. Archangel Michael says, tonight will mark the start of a chapter where your presence becomes prophetic. Wherever you go, your spirit will speak before your words. You will begin unlocking rooms, invitations, and opportunities that were once denied. The watchers will still watch, but now from a distance. The fear they tried to place in you has backfired. They are now the ones trembling, not from your anger, but from your calm. They tried to bring darkness to your door, but heaven was already there first. Standing, waiting, guarding, this confrontation had to happen, because now you walk not just with power, but with proof. Let this be your final reminder tonight. No matter what they send, what they drive, what they try, they can't enter where the light reigns. You are untouchable, unshakable, guttered. The next time you hear or see that car, whether in waking life or dream, you'll smile, not in arrogance, but in awareness, because now you know who you are the reason the plan failed. You are the light that made them hesitate. You are the voice that turned their engine cold. You are the child of heaven, and no black car can carry what was never meant to touch you. This is not the end. This is your beginning, and if this message resonated with you deeply, if you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1. 20. Remember, they came, but you conquered, and now the angels follow you, not just to protect, but to proclaim. Archangel Michael says, the moment that vehicle drove away, thinking they had failed in silence, they did not realize their every movement became part of a greater prophecy. What they meant for surveillance, the heavens repurposed into a spiritual awakening. They believe the night is over, but the truth is, your spiritual acceleration has only just begun, in the hidden layers of this world, where energies are coded and intentions are exposed, a vibration just shifted. Your name now echoes differently in spiritual places. It rings with authority. It no longer whispers like a target. It roars like a chosen one. They returned to their place tonight confused. Their plans were precise. Their confidence was high. But what they encountered was not fear. It was a divine wall they could not see, could not pass, could not understand. The driver reported no activity. The observer reported no reaction. The ally in the back seat remained silent, but their spirit has already turned. Tonight, you gained a quiet intercessor on the inside. Heaven knows how to use even the instruments of darkness to spark light. Someone will try to write a false narrative about you now. Not just gossip, but an organized lie. An attempt to regain control. But it will crumble faster than it's built. Because truth is circling now like wind, finding cracks, seeping through, whispering louder than the cover-up. Your stillness has spoken volumes. That is what truly terrified them. They didn't know silence could be so loud. They didn't know someone could radiate so much protection without lifting a hand. Archangel Michael says, the circle of darkness you once stood near is now being dismantled. One by one, the ropes that held your name in spiritual entanglement are being cut. Freedom is being restored, not just in the physical realm, but in generations behind you. Yes, this goes deeper than tonight. This black car moment was not only about you. It was about breaking the curse that followed your bloodline. What they tried to finish tonight was started decades ago. But you are the interruption. In a few days, you will receive a strange message. It might be a mistyped email, a wrongly sent text, or an out-of-context voice note. Don't delete it. Don't brush it off. There's a code in it. A truth hidden in disguise. Heaven will give you eyes to decode it. And after that, the tide will turn. One person from the dark side will switch sides completely. They won't say it publicly, but they'll begin leaking light. Their betrayal of evil will be your confirmation. Archangel Michael says, what happened tonight was a war disguised as silence. You didn't see the swords, but they clashed. You didn't hear the horns, but they sounded. In the unseen realm, your angels drew lines and the enemy was not allowed to cross them. Tonight was also your divine marking. From this moment forward, no darkness can come near without exposing itself. Your energy will act as a detector. What's hidden will begin unraveling the second it gets close. Pay attention to animals, children, and sudden cold breezes around you in the next week. They are not random. Animals will avoid what is false. Children will be drawn to your light. And the wind that's heaven breathing around you. Archangel Michael says, even those who don't believe in spiritual things will begin to feel it around you. They'll speak differently. They'll show unexpected respect. They won't know why, but you will. Because you now walk in divine territory. The enemy may still whisper from afar, but their voice no longer holds weight. Their movements are bound by divine permission. You've entered the phase where even attempts against you become fuel for your elevation. You may be led to move something around your home. Change the location of your mirror, cover a window. Shift a particular object. Do it. It's not superstition. It's spiritual alignment. Something will feel instantly clear once you follow that prompting. A phone will ring. Not just literally, but symbolically. A new opportunity. A call back. A long-awaited answer. But it will only arrive because you passed tonight's test in stillness. They are confused now. Those who sent the black car. Because all their strategies failed. And now, they are beginning to doubt their own foundation. Archangel Michael says they will soon turn on each other. The darkness that sought to intimidate you will begin consuming itself. The confusion they planned for you is returning to them sevenfold. And you will rest. Not because the world calms, but because you've outgrown fear. You've been refined. You've been fortified. You've been activated. From now on, your dreams will intensify. Not in terror, but in truth. You will begin receiving downloads from heaven. Wisdom disguised in symbols, faces, and scenes. Keep a pen near your bed. The divine is now writing through your dreams. Archangel Michael says this wasn't just surveillance. This was surrender. They didn't just drive away. They backed down. They didn't just observe. They confirmed your power. You are now walking proof that divine protection is real. That spiritual clarity defeats physical threat. That stillness is a language heaven speaks fluently. From now on, even strangers will pause around you. Not in fear, but in reverence. Because they will sense something ancient around you. Something holy. Something eternal. And that is what the black car could never touch. They came to deliver fear. But you delivered a message. I am covered. I am called. I am unshaken. Let tonight mark it. Let this be remembered. This was the night they realized you cannot be moved. If this divine warning reached your heart, and you feel deeply connected to this moment, you may express your support through a super thanks, with contributions of up to $1.20. What they started ends with you. But what heaven started through you, that has only just begun. Archangel Michael says, tonight wasn't just about warning. It was about recognition. You have now been spiritually recognized not just by the heavens, but by the forces that once believed you were an easy target. Their mistake was thinking you were the same as before. But the person they came for no longer exists. You have evolved in silence. You have matured through pain. You have risen through fire, and now, your name holds a vibration that the spiritual realm must respect. The black car drove off thinking it had unfinished business. But what it doesn't know is that its presence completed something powerful. It confirmed your growth. It completed your detachment from fear. And it finalized the proof that your aura can no longer be infiltrated. The document was spiritually sealed tonight. As rule close, an old karmic loop was ended. You may not feel it fully yet. But in the coming days, your mind will quiet, your body will relax, and your spirit will exhale. You are no longer in the space of being watched for weakness. You are now observed for wisdom. Archangel Michael says, even the car itself, the machine, the steel, the tires, absorbed the pressure of your energy field. A moment it passed near your home, something malfunctioned. There was a glitch, a delay, a static interference. Because technology can't flow cleanly through divine energy. Someone inside the car tried to take a photo of your house. But the camera jammed. The image came out blurred. That was not technical failure. That was spiritual interference. Heaven distorted their tools. This has happened before, years ago, but you didn't know it. It wasn't the first time they tried to test your atmosphere. But this time, you were aware. You were aligned. You opened the message. And that changed everything. Now they are regrouping. Somewhere in a hidden room, there is tension. They are pointing fingers. They are wondering who exposed their plans. A truth. Heaven did. And heaven used your obedience, your willingness to see, to feel, to believe, as a weapon against darkness. Without lifting a sword, you just disarmed something heavy. Archangel Michael says this was a final attempt by a fading force. A last-ditch effort to trap you in old fear. And now, their final play has turned into your greatest prophecy. You may notice your energy being more sensitive this week. Don't be alarmed. This is the adjustment period after a spiritual breakthrough. You're no longer operating at the frequency of worry. You're now attuned to the realm of revelation. Messages will flow to you without effort. The right people will be magnetized. The wrong ones will reveal themselves by disappearing or reacting strangely. That's how energy purges itself when light increases. Archangel Michael says the car may return once more, but this time, not for threat. This time, it will carry someone looking for redemption. They will not knock. They will wait. You will feel the pull to step out. And in that moment, your eyes will meet theirs. You won't need words. Your silence will confess everything. Your face will carry guilt, sorrow, and a strange mixture of relief. Because seeing you safe untouched, a shaken will awaken their conscience in a way no punishment could. You were the mirror they didn't expect. The proof they didn't believe existed, and now, your spirit is trembling. Archangel Michael says do not seek revenge. Your reward is coming faster than they can apologize. What's being prepared for you behind the veil is bigger than anything they ever tried to take. A door will open soon. It won't just be physical. It'll be an opportunity that feels impossible. An invitation you didn't apply for. A role you didn't expect, and it will be tied to the timing of this very confrontation. Because now, heaven knows you're ready. And more importantly, so does the enemy. The file they had on you is being deleted. The records, the notes, the photos, they're being erased one by one. Not by hands, but by divine command. Because heaven is writing a new name for you. A name that reflects your true authority. And those who once watched you from dark places will now be forced to witness your light in public spaces. This is not ego. This is elevation. This is what happens when destiny is no longer delayed. Your hands will begin to manifest things quickly now. What you touch will grow. What you speak will carry spiritual weight. Your steps will echo in rooms long before you arrive. Archangel Michael says, this moment wasn't a disruption. It was divine ceremony, it was an invisible crowning. It was the night you were announced to the heavens as fully activated. And now, things will move fast. People will reach out unexpectedly. Paths will align without force. Truth will surface without searching. Because you, the one they tried to break, are now unshakable. So if you feel called to move, relocate, or shift something in your physical life, do it. The black car was not just a warning. It was a symbol that the chapter has ended. That space is now too small for your spirit. Heaven is expanding your territory. This week expect signs. A black feather. A sudden delay that protects you. A child pointing at you and smiling for no reason. These are confirmations. You are now walking with angels shoulder to shoulder, and to those who still try to test your light, their hands will burn. Archangel Michael says, take this moment seriously. Journal it. Remember it. Let it be your reminder when doubt returns. You didn't imagine this. You walked through a spiritual assassination attempt, and heaven turned it into a divine coronation. You are here. You are awake. You are chosen. They came in a black car. But you walk with gold light. And that light, they can never outrun. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $1.20. The divine saw what happened. And it smiled, because you never needed to chase power. You were power all along. Archangel Michael says, the black car that once symbolized fear has now become a witness to your spiritual authority. What they thought would disturb your path has only deepened your walk in divine protection. They didn't know the moment their tires touched the edge of your energy, heaven had already intercepted their assignment. They've returned to their base. But they're not celebrating. They're questioning. They're analyzing every move, reviewing camera footage that won't play back correctly, audio that cuts out, memories that feel faulty. Because when the divine steps into a scene, the enemy's technology becomes powerless. You are the glitch in their plan. You are the holy firewall they never accounted for. And now, the one who ordered this mission is becoming nervous, realizing they've touched something far more sacred than they could comprehend. There's someone in the background, a silent figure who financed or endorsed this act. Their identity has remained hidden, but not from God. Archangel Michael says that person's name is now under divine review. Your power is slipping. Their reputation will soon face exposure, and the strange part? You won't have to lift a finger. Your silence is now a courtroom. Your peace is now a testimony. The way you refused to collapse, to curse, to fall apart, that became the evidence heaven needed to launch your vindication. From this moment forward, the frequency around your home is changing. Don't be surprised if certain people stop visiting. Don't question the sudden silence of old friends or neighbors. It's not loss. It's spiritual filtration. A light around you is growing too bright for hidden motives to remain comfortable. Archangel Michael says your home is now a sanctuary. You'll begin to feel it, especially at night. You will feel gentler. You'll rest deeper. Because the presence of angels has now made your space their resting place. You've crossed a line in the spirit realm. And there's no going back. What once could approach you, now must get divine clearance. What once could manipulate you, now finds its power useless. That person in the black car who once looked through the tinted window with certainty will soon feel shame when they hear your name spoken again. Because by then, you won't just be protected, you'll be elevated, Archangel Michael says your name is now echoing in conversations of influence. The very people who once ignored you are being drawn back to you by forces they don't understand. A strange magnetism is forming, not for their benefit, but for your divine unveiling. Expect messages, invitations, opportunities that seem out of place. That's not coincidence. That's prophecy unfolding in real time. You'll see signs. A door creaking at an odd hour. A bird perching at your window, staring for longer than usual. Lights flickering without reason. These are not disturbances. They're signals that your realm is active, something is being delivered to you. It may arrive through a courier, a phone call, or even a stranger's words that strike your soul with clarity. You'll know it's meant for you because your spirit will react before your mind catches up. Archangel Michael says the black car was not a final warning. It was your final test. And you passed. Not with force. Not with fear. But with awareness. With discernment. With divine stillness. Now heaven is about to reward that posture. Don't be surprised if someone reaches out in the next 7 days trying to reconnect. Their timing is not accidental. They sense something. That you've stepped into a new dimension. And they want access. But be cautious. This new season is not for sharing with everyone. The people who left you when things were dark are not qualified to walk with you into the light. The ones who questioned your silence cannot now ride the waves of your recognition. Archangel Michael says this was not just your victory. It was a generational victory. Tonight, chains were broken off your bloodline. Off your children. Your future. Your legacy. What tried to ride in silently and unnoticed has now become the very moment that heaven will point to when favor begins to fall upon you suddenly. You will begin to receive visions. Flashes of insight while you wash dishes, walk alone, or lay in bed. That is the spiritual download of your next instructions. Don't ignore it. Utter it. Your next assignment is hidden inside those glimpses. Archangel Michael says there's a specific place, a street, a house, a room, that will soon come up in conversation. It will tie directly back to tonight. It's a thread waiting to be pulled. And when it does, you'll see the full tapestry. And what a masterpiece it will be. From this point on, understand that the enemy cannot recreate this plan. It was their last legal move. Your resources have been stripped. Your visibility is blocked. Your timeline expired. You are now under divine protocol. Your future has been secured, but not just with blessings, with strategy, with wisdom, with divine clarity. You'll know what to do next. Not out of reaction, but from revelation. So rest tonight, not just because the thread is gone, but because the crown has landed. Not on your head, in your atmosphere. A spiritual symbol of promotion that now walks with you everywhere. Those who have spiritual eyes will see it. Those who carry darkness will flee from it. Those who once tried to silence you will now be silenced by your rise. You were never meant to hide. You were always meant to shine. And tonight, you remembered that. If this message moved something deep inside you, if your spirit recognized these words as more than just writing, but as confirmation, know that you were meant to receive it in this exact moment. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. They came in secrecy, but you rose in strength. I came with fear, but you answered with fire. The black car is gone, but your light is eternal. And now, the road ahead of you is paved in gold, not gravel, because the divine is no longer just walking with you. It's walking through you. This is your new beginning. Archangel Michael says, the black car may have vanished into the distance, but the spiritual weight of what it carried remains lingering, not as a threat anymore, but as a symbol of your transformation. That moment was not a close call. It was an official spiritual declaration. You are now marked by heaven. From now on, the universe will start shifting things for your benefit with little explanation. People will start treating you differently, some with reverence, others with caution. They won't understand why, but something in their spirit will whisper, "This one is untouchable now." You will begin to notice a pattern. Doors that were once locked will suddenly open effortlessly, mysteriously, undeniably. That's not luck. That's divine authorization being granted at the highest level. Because on the night that car circled your home, the angels circled tighter. What the enemy tried to send to monitor you has now been mirrored by the divine. But now it is you who watches. You who observes, you who holds the power. Archangel Michael says, be ready for sudden waves of clarity. Thoughts you couldn't piece together will suddenly align. Emotional fog will lift. The answers you've been seeking will arrive, not through stress, but through synchronicity. There is someone close to you who will try to downplay this shift. They'll say it's all coincidence, that nothing really happened. But deep down, even they know the truth. They felt the presence when the car came. They sensed the shift when you stayed calm. What was meant to harm you has turned into the catalyst for a spiritual ripple that will be felt across timelines. This wasn't just your moment. It was the breaking point for every invisible rope that's been holding you back. Now, let the world try to explain why your glow intensifies. Why your name comes up in rooms you've never entered. Why people start offering you opportunities you didn't apply for. They'll look for logic, but they won't find it. Because what happened can't be explained in the natural. It was ordained in the supernatural. Archangel Michael says you will start hearing whispers of apologies. Not all of them will be spoken aloud, but they will echo through actions. Someone who once sided with your enemies will try to ease their way back in. Watch them carefully, forgive them if you must, but never forget what heaven revealed to you in your stillness. There is an organization, a group, or a hidden alliance that had once placed you on a list. But now, they are erasing your name from their plans. They see what happened and want no part of the consequences. Heaven has issued a cease and desist in the spirit, and now, even their leaders are scrambling for cover. They'll make it seem like nothing is wrong. They'll post, smile, carry on. But behind the scenes, chaos has erupted, and it all started the moment you stayed standing while they expected you to fall. Archangel Michael says this week will be unusually active in the spirit. You may feel things, see signs, hear things in your dreams that don't make sense yet. But soon it will. It's all part of the divine post-battle alignment. The most powerful thing about this battle is, you didn't even fight. You just believe it. And now, the heavens fight for you. They shield your name. They amplify your authority. From now on, your walk is a declaration. Every step you take, you shift the energy of the room. Every word you speak carries the memory of the night you passed the test. The black card didn't win. You did, because you didn't break. And now, those who underestimated you will be forced to watch your rise. In silence. Vampire. Unable to stop it. Unable to explain it, Archangel Michael says you have now been positioned for legacy. Not just success, but influence. Not just survival, but dominion. A meeting is being scheduled about you, behind closed doors. But instead of it being a trap, this time it's about opportunity. A proposing. An offering. And heaven says, accept it only if your spirit agrees, not your desperation. You no longer need to beg for doors. You are the doorway now. From now on, your journey will feel different. There will be sudden upgrades, divine partnerships, and restructured timelines. You're going to start seeing glimpses of a version of yourself that was buried under fear, rejection, and generational weight. And it's going to stun you. Because now we're finally meeting you. Archangel Michael says no enemy could enter this next chapter. The spiritual security around you is no longer soft. It is armored. Those who try to force their way in will be spiritually redirected before they even reach your gate. Tonight, something closed forever. And something opened that will never shut again. This was never about fear. This was about faith. And yours spoke louder than darkness, so when the world tries to wonder how you made it, when they ask why you're rising, when everything was built to make you fall, when they whisper about your peace, your glow, your acceleration, just smile gently. And remember this night. Remember the car, remember the silence. Remember how heaven turned the target into a testimony. You are walking into a season where nothing will make sense to those around you. But it will make perfect sense to your soul. Because your soul already knew the black car wouldn't win. It was just part of your story. Not the end. But the ignition of everything. And for those who feel moved to honor this spiritual moment, if you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Tonight they watched you. Tomorrow, the world will watch what heaven does through you. The black car was only proof that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You are free now. You are crowned now. And your light cannot be driven away. Archangel Michael says, now that the black car is gone, the air has changed. Not just around your home, but within your soul. A veil has been lifted. That single moment where you chose awareness over fear, stillness over panic, obedience over chaos, that was the exact moment your spiritual timeline split from the one they tried to control. You are now walking in a realm of divine supervision. Every step you take is monitored by heaven. Not in restriction, but in protection. Nothing can surprise you now. Nothing can sabotage you. Because all eyes are on you, not for horror, but for honor. The next few days will feel like a storm just passed, and it has, but not the kind others could see. This was an invisible hurricane meant to pull you back into old patterns, old trauma, and old versions of yourself. But you refused, you stood still. And the enemy trembled. Archangel Michael says that black car was not random. It was the final chess move of a system that thought you were still playing the game. But tonight, you walked off the board. You're not a piece. You're the player. And more than that, you are now the prophecy being fulfilled. They will try again, but not in the same form. This time it will come softly. A kind voice. A familiar face. A gentle message. But you will recognize it. You'll feel the vibration before the words even form. You will no longer fall for shadows dressed in light. Because now your discernment is sharper. Your spirit is louder. Your energy is cloaked in fire. They will wonder why nothing they say gets through to you anymore. Why your presence shakes rooms. Why their influence no longer works. They won't understand, but that's okay. It's not for them to understand. It's for heaven to celebrate. Archangel Michael says, your name is no longer just a name. It's a frequency, a tone that calls angels to attention. A sound that makes dark spirits flee. When your name is whispered now, it echoes in places they cannot follow. Soon, your life will become a message. A mirror. A movement. People will begin coming to you. Not for answers, but to feel what you carry. They will say things like, I don't know why, but I feel safe around you. Something about your eyes looks different. I feel peace when I hear your voice. That's not a compliment. That's recognition. They are feeling the result of what happened that night. The divine mantle you were handed the moment the car passed and found no fear, no invitation, no spiritual vacancy. You are filled now. Filled with grace. With clarity. With a roar that doesn't need to be loud, because heaven roars with you. Archangel Michael says, the vehicle may return one more time, but not as a threat. This time, it will come bearing surrender. The passenger inside will not be the same. The driver will be more silent than before. I will not come to intimidate. I will come to confess. And you will not gloat. You will not mock. You will simply smile and listen, because by then, you'll already have moved on spiritually. The chapter will be so far beneath your current level that their apology will feel like a whisper in a thunderstorm. Let it come, but don't return to what you outgrew just to accommodate someone else's timeline. Archangel Michael says, get ready to move. Physically, mentally, spiritually. Something new is forming. You'll feel the pull to reorganize, to release, to refresh your space. Follow that nudge. It is heaven making room for what's arriving. A divine connection is coming. Someone whose journey has matched yours in the unseen realm is now being drawn to you. This is not romance for entertainment. This is a divine alliance. Someone who will walk with you, not ahead or behind, but beside you. They'll recognize your strength, not fear it. They'll match your fire, not run from it. They'll bring peace, not puzzles. And you realize this was what heaven was making space for all along. The attack, The car, the silence, the test. All of it was to remove what couldn't stay, so what must enter can finally reach you. Archangel Michael says, your next steps are anointed. Write again. Build again. Create again. Love again. Run again. Because this time, nothing is standing in your way. You are not the same as yesterday. You are not the same as the version they planned to destroy. You are not broken. You are reborn. They watched you, but now the whole world is about to witness you. Heaven did not just defend you. Heaven promoted you. And now you've become too powerful to be ignored, too blessed to be silenced, too chosen to be touched. So sleep tonight, not in fear, but in full spiritual celebration. The black car came, but you remained. And now the heavens rejoice. If this message awakens something deep within your spirit, if you feel seen, protected, and lifted through these words, you are welcome to show your love. If you wish to express your support further, tonight ends with silence, not of defeat, but of divine victory. You have entered a new era. And the road ahead, it shines with golden light. Your journey continues now, but no longer in fear. Now you walk in divine fire. Drivu.